Mr. Williams, you're a member of the United Force for quite a number of years, a couple of decades, well.
Yeah, 58 years.
58 years,
58
almost
years.
6 decades.
I was 16 when I joined the United.
Good. Now, in the 1960s, the United Force entered in two sets of coalitions, one before the elections and one after the elections, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
You attempted to talk about the one before the elections. Tell us a little about that, and then we're going to talk about the one with the PNC. Tell us about the first coalition.
Well, the first coalition was, I know about one coalition. We never collated with the PNC.
Oh.
Never collated. PNC played ball with Bonham. We never collated with the PNC. The first coalition was United Force, led by Phelan Singh, Tony Atla, and Dr. Gunraj Kumar. Dr. Gunraj Kumar. Party headquarters was the main thing for that party. We entered the elections in 19, I can't remember the year. We entered that year. I was a polling agent at Campbellville Government School. I was a polling agent there. And we want to get into the nitty-gritty about the elections, what went on there?
Yes.
Okay. I was a polling agent there. I was a polling agent there. The candidate was a man, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore. At around 5:30 that afternoon, 4 busloads of people came in. They came into the building. They came into the building, the Campbell Government School polling place. And the returning officer gave them pencil. They started to go around the table, signing paper, and they're going around and signing, going around. They didn't put it all in the box, they're going around and signing.
That is voting on ballot papers.
Ballot and ballot papers, yeah. But it was just a set of people going around, about 30, 40 people going around on ballot papers. Now, there was 3 representatives. I represented the coalition. The other PPP young man representing the PPP, and a PNC representative, right? I turned to the PNC guy. I said, what are we going to do about this? We started to object. After they would have finished. When they finished taking all these papers, they threw it into the boxes, right? We started to behave very bad.
That's you and the...
And the PPP guy.
Uh-huh.
Soldiers came and they held us up. They took the box away. They took the boxes away, and they had us there. But before they did that, Sir Donald Jackson and Sir Harry Ballots, who was in charge of the election, they came with the soldiers, and they held us there. They left at around 7 o'clock. Around 8 o'clock, the PPP guy got in contact with his party, and somebody from the party came. They dropped me off at Unity House, which is headquarters of the United Force, and took him away. I will tell you this. The votes were being counted at Queen's College, and he had one intention that night. I had one intention that night. We were supposed to go with those boxes. So Harry Ballots and the other guy in charge of the election, both were nice. So Harry Ballots, Jackson. They came with the soldiers, as I told you before. Let's up there, and that was that. I got a drop opportunity. I was reported to somebody, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore knew what kind of person I was, or am. Just they call me Slugger, he says Slugger. Take these. Because I had intention of going to Queen's College and do what I had to do. I don't care, I don't fighting anything. I'm not afraid of anything.
So clearly there was a case of a PNC rigging of the elections.
I was there. I was there. The street bus, loads of people came around and around and just, you know. I know they might out to get me, right?
Let us talk a little now about the what happened. I think it was in 1962, if I'm correct, right, with
Mhm.
regards to the elections when the PPP won, and then there was this talk of a coalition between the TUF, Mr. Degar, and the PNC
Yeah.
to form the government. Let's talk a little about that.
Okay, okay. We went into, United Force went in the elections by itself. PNC went by itself, right? After the elections, there was talk of a coalition. Time I was young, I was very, very militant, if I want to put it mildly. I was very objectionable to that. Very, very objectionable to that. I I began to go on bad. We picked at the party headquarters. They called somebody who admired them very much, Mr. Stephen Campbell, late Stephen Campbell. And he called me, called me at the audience with me. This is what he told me. I remember it clearly. We are going with the best of two evils. We are going with the best of two evils, and man, try don't let them people, them boys pick it in the place. At that time, was me, a guy who was the leader of the United Republican Party, Robert Gangadian. He was the chairman of the youth movement. And we picked the party headquarters against that coalition. Against that coalition. You know, eventually they collated, but I went not because of any cajoling. The chairman of the party at the time was Mr. Ketna Cemento, not Robert Gangadian. United Forces, it means a lot to me, that party. It means a lot to me. Because everything I've known, I never went to high school. I write in the newspapers, in letter columns. I spoke on platforms with people like John Fernandez, Peter Degar, you name them. I spoke on political platforms with them. In those days, you had to be the street corners. If you talk wrong, an egg, a bottle, or a brick coming at you. You weren't protected by any TV screen. If you're wrong talk, you had it coming. And I spoke from Albistown to, you can name it, I was there. On platform, the people like John Fernandez, honest John Fernandez. There's a man when you work with him 10 years, he give you a car. He give his employees a car when you work with him 10 years.
But tell me something. I understand when the coalition was formed and so on, Mr. Degar was the finance minister in that arrangement. But I understand after about 3 years, Mr. Burnham started usurping Mr. Degar's power.
Here's what happened. The Minister of Home Affairs was the United Force Minister, Mohammed Qasim. At that time, we were building the Linden to Georgetown to Linden Road highway. Mohammed Qasim could not have accounted for $1 million. He was in charge, Minister of Hydraulics and Work. He could never have accounted for $1 million. Peter Degar called him and said, well, listen, I'm the finance minister, you got to go. There was some bickering. Bonham told Degar this. I say you have to stay. And that was the end of the coalition.